He pulled the spear from her chest to save her. Her wounds became his. Now he is dying. Rain fell in sheets over the battlefield, washing blood into the black mud. The screams had mostly faded, replaced by the distant boom of retreating artillery. Cale staggered through the ruin, his armor cracked, his pulse pounding. He was looking for survivors, though part of him already knew the answer. He found her in the ruins of the gatehouse. She lay slumped against a shattered column, her silver hair plastered to her face, her hands weakly clutching a long obsidian spear buried deep in her chest. Her eyes found him, bright, alien, the color of dawn over a strange sea. "Don't touch it," she rasped. He ignored her. "If I leave it, you die. If I pull it, you die," she finished. Her kind were bound by ancient pacts with the magic of their weapons. Wounds delivered by such a weapon could be transferred, but only through a conscious act of sacrifice. He didn't know how he knew, just that it was true. Maybe it was the way she looked at him, almost pleading, almost warning. "You saved me back at the wall," Cale said. "My turn." Her blood steamed in the cold air. "You don't understand. The spear isn't just steel. It carries." But he had already gripped the haft. He pulled. The black metal slid free with a sickening wet sound, and in the space between heartbeats, the magic roared. The wound leapt from her to him like lightning. He felt ribs snap, lungs collapse, hot agony spreading through his chest. She gasped, and then breathed cleanly for the first time in minutes. Cale, on the other hand, dropped to his knees, coughing blood into the mud. "You fool," she whispered. "Hold him up. Why would you do that?" "Because," he tried to smile through the pain, "I don't leave people behind." She pressed her hands to his wound, a pale light flickering there, but it was useless. The magic had settled into him. Every beat of his heart pushed him closer to the edge. The rain made everything blurry. Maybe it was just his eyes. "You can still live," she said. "If we reached the healers before." A sharp whistle split the air. She looked up, eyes narrowing. Dark shapes emerged from the mist. Enemy hunters, drawn to the dying magic. She rose, drawing the spear he had taken from her body. In her hands, it looked weightless. "Stay alive," she said without looking back. The fight was a blur for Cale. Flashes of silver hair, the black spear darting like lightning, bodies falling into the mud. She fought with the fury of someone who had nearly died, and with the desperation of someone unwilling to lose the one who had saved her. When the last enemy fell, she was breathing hard, blood spattered across her armor. She dropped beside him again. "Still with me?" "Barely," he croaked. She bit her lip, then reached into a pouch at her belt, pulling out a shard of crystal. "This will hurt." "It already hurts," he muttered. The crystal flared, and pain surged through him, white-hot, merciless. He arched his back and screamed, feeling the wound shift, trying to tear itself free of him. But it didn't heal. Instead, the magic changed, sinking deeper, hiding itself where no healer could touch it. She cursed in her language, one Cale didn't understand but recognized as despair. "It's bound to you now," she said. "I can't take it back. You've taken my death into yourself." "How long?" he asked quietly. "Days, maybe less." He thought of arguing, of demanding she find another way. But the look in her eyes told him she'd already tried everything she could imagine in those few desperate moments. "Then let's make those days count," he said. Her expression softened, but only for an instant. She helped him to his feet, one arm around his waist. Together, they moved through the shattered city toward the faint lights of the survivors' camp. Along the way, she told him her name, Aaron, last captain of the Moon Guard. He told her his Cale, just a soldier who had been in the wrong place at the right time. By the time they reached the camp, Cale was pale and shaking, each breath ragged. The healers could only stabilize him. The magic would not be removed. Every hour, his strength faded a little more. Erin stayed by his side, refusing orders to return to the front. She told him stories of her people, of silver cities floating on seas of light, of a sky that never knew darkness. He told her about his farm back home, the orchard he'd plant if the war ever ended. On the third night, he woke to find her sitting beside him, the black spear across her knees. "I can end it," she said softly. "A clean strike. You'd feel nothing." He shook his head. "If I've only got hours left, I'm spending them watching you, not dirt." Her eyes shone in the firelight, but she didn't cry. She took his hand instead. They sat like that until the first gray light of dawn touched the horizon, when his breathing finally slowed, when the pain faded into a strange, gentle quiet. She leaned close. "You saved me, Cale. I'll carry your name across every world I walk." And as the sun rose, she felt his hand go still in hers. Erin did not bury him in the mud. She carried his body back to the ruins of the gatehouse, set him where she had been dying, and placed the black spear at his side. Then she whispered the words of her people, binding his spirit to the stars. Far above the battlefield, a single streak of light crossed the morning sky.